everybody, it's Don Addington with Tackle.io. Welcome to the home office here. I know everybody's doing a lot more working from home these days. We're actually a born in the cloud, remote first software company. So this is a pretty familiar motion, working from home with the hat on and being kind of relaxed. So wanted to have you guys join me today. And I'm going to be talking to an audience that we normally don't speak to probably a ton in public, and that's the buyers of software. So, you know, Tackle being a software company ourselves, we work with over 140 software companies today, and we help them go sell their software through the cloud marketplaces like AWS's cloud marketplace, like Microsoft's Azure marketplace, or like Google's GCP marketplace. And so because we do work with so many different software companies, we really get involved with and see a lot of deals happening. And that gives us a lot of visibility into how buyers are thinking today and what they're doing. And we've really seen a lot of buyers flocking to purchasing their software through the cloud marketplaces. And so there's a couple reasons why I wanted to share today. And some of that has to do with, you know, kind of rapidly changing environments that we're talking about right now. And a lot of it has actually been evolving over time. So 3 key things to talk about. Number one, in order to get a deal done today, in order to actually buy the software you want to buy, it's a painful process. You got to involve a bunch of people at your company, from the people who are actually going to use the software to procurement and sourcing and legal, vendor management. It's a lot of hands on deck to purchase software. So getting that first piece of software bought, that first deployment bought from that new vendor, can be really painful and take a long time. One way to speed that up is to buy software through an existing relationship with a cloud provider where you're already spending money today. So AWS, Azure, GCP, they all have these marketplaces where you can go source software and make that part of your existing bill with them that you're already paying every month. That's been a faster way to get those first deals done. So maybe it's a $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 deal, and it's just easier to use that kind of already created, well-worn path. So number one, it's faster to get those first deals done through this established relationship that you might have. We're seeing a lot of organizations lean into that. Number two, when we talk to buyers of software, they're organizations, you look left, you look right, all across the world today, companies are talking about transforming their businesses and getting closer to their customers through digital experiences and all those things. And what does it take to fuel all that? It takes a lot of software at the end of the day. It takes people and it takes software. And so at the same time, companies have the remit to, you know, reduce the overhead. I want to do business with fewer vendors. I don't want to do business with more vendors if I'm a software buyer today. And so buying through a cloud marketplace allows you to get the software that you need, but not manage as many vendors as you would have to if you were just going and buying these solutions one at a time. So you might be able to source a bunch of software product on a single bill, and that way you're not remitting payment to all those different providers. It's really lightening the load on vendor management and sourcing and a number of different constituencies within organizations today. And so that has been another key driver of software purchases going through these marketplaces. The third key driver is really companies taking a look at their software spend today. What do you spend? What are you buying from whom? And then what are you looking to add? What's the new purchases this year? Once you take a look at that, to go and talk with your cloud provider, whether you're doing business as a strategic partner with AWS or Azure or GCP, you look at the spend you have with them and say, hey, we're going to spend 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, $200 million with you guys over the next 3 years. Let's take a look at my software spend. How much of that might I be able to source through your marketplace, and then commit to that spend and really benefit in terms of getting greater overall discounts with those cloud providers, because you're able to commit more. We're seeing that motion again and again and again, both on the front end when contracts are being created, and then also on the back end and during these contracts as they're getting consumed over time. Software purchases burning down against those commitments, really important today. We're talking to a lot of buyers and certainly a lot of software companies that in our current environment are seeing it's a lot easier to get a deal done, to buy the software you want to buy through your cloud provider, because you've got committed spend already dedicated there, and you need to burn it down. And so those are three key things that we're seeing today that I think are going to only increase over time, and have really made marketplace selling a preferable way for buyers to buy and for sellers to sell. So we'll keep on sharing these little tidbits with you over time here. I'll welcome you back into the home office. I hope everybody's well out there, and thanks again for joining me for a few minutes.